Hi, my name is Carrie and welcome to today's yoga class. Today we're going to be focusing on a full body workout. There's going to be a little bit of strength and a little bit of stretching involved. So all you're going to need is your mat today. So roll it out and we'll begin whenever you're ready. So today we'll actually begin standing. So if you'd like to come onto your feet, I'll meet you up at the front of the mat with your toes together. If you feel like a little bit of a challenge today, or if you'd like to keep your feet hip distance apart for the sake of balance, that is totally okay too. But once you arrive, just try to roll your shoulders back, keep your chest nice and proud, and then gently draw the ribs in as you point your fingers down towards the ground with open palms. Take a nice big inhale here, followed by a nice big exhale. Think nice and long through the spine as you fill yourself up with breath. Followed by another exhale as you let it go. We'll take one more big breath in, followed by a nice long exhale out. And then on the next inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky with a big inhale reach. And then as you exhale, take your arms over towards the right as you take a nice big side bend. Inhale as you rise yourself all the way back up to center. And then exhale, big side bend over towards the left. Take a nice long breath in as you bring yourself back up to center, followed by a big exhale fold. You let it come all the way down towards the ground. You can start with bent knees here since it's our first forward fold. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the legs, straighten out your spine, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, plant the hands down towards the earth, send your feet all the way back behind you. And then we'll start by just taking the hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Starting nice and easy. Okay, we'll just pedal through the feet left and right to help open up into the legs just a little bit more. Maintaining that nice long breath. And then we'll go again as you inhale, look forward towards the front of the mat. As you exhale, bend the knees a lot, and then gently step your feet back towards the front. Feet distance or toes together is up to you. Inhale, draw the arms up your shins as you roll the shoulders back, lengthening your spine as well as the legs. Followed by a nice big exhale as you let it fold all the way back down towards the ground. You can start with bent knees. Use the bent knees to inhale and scoop the torso all the way up as you reach the arms up towards the sky. Big inhale. Followed by another exhale as you bring your hands down by your sides, meeting again in Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale again. We'll do that one more time, adding one step into each one. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Big breath in. Followed by a nice big exhale as you come all the way back down towards the earth. Inhale again as you draw your hands up your shins and lift the spine for a halfway lift. And then again, as you exhale, plant your hands down, step your feet all the way back. And then this time, lower your chest down halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. And then inhale, lift yourself all the way up, and then send the hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Good. We'll pedal the feet one more time, opening up into the legs. And take one more big breath in and out here. And then inhale, look forward towards the front of the hands. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. And then step the feet forward to meet the hands. As you find your next inhale, draw your hands up to the shins, lift up the chest, inhale. And then exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale again as you rise all the way up. You can do it with bent knees as you reach the arms up towards the sky. Followed by an exhale as you sweep the hands all the way back down towards your sides, Tadasana. Good. We'll do a full vinyasa here, or a full sun salutation here this time. On your next inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. Big inhale, reach. Big exhale as you forward fold as you let it come all the way down towards the ground. Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, Auto Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands firmly, step your feet all the way back. This time, lower yourself down halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll over the toes as you lift up through the chest for your Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Keep your shoulders far from the ears. And then as you exhale, send your hips all the way up and back as you will lower the feet again into your downward facing dog. Good. We'll find stillness here as you take a nice big breath in. Good. Exhale out. And then as you find your next inhale again, look forward towards the front of the mat. Exhale, step your feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale again, flat back, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Scoop yourself all the way back up to the top, reaching the arms up nice and high. Inhale. Followed by an exhale as you bring your hands all the way down by your sides. Good. We'll work through Surya Namaskara B. On your next inhale, sweep the arms forward. Find your chair pose, Utkatasana. And then as you exhale, forward fold as you let it all come back down towards the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Followed by an exhale as you plant your hands again firmly. Step your feet all the way back behind you. You can always have the option of skipping the Chaturanga Dandasana if you get tired, but try to challenge yourself as you lower yourself down halfway. Followed by a nice big inhale as you lift up through your chest, shoulders far from the ears. And then again, as you exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. As you find your next inhale, step your right foot forward to meet the hands. Back foot is going to pivot so that it comes down to its 45-degree angle. And you're going to inhale, rise all the way up into Virabhadrasana 1. Your Warrior 1. Try to keep pressing your left hip forward as you bend deeply into that front knee before you exhale and plant both of your hands back down towards the earth. Step your right foot back to meet the left. And then we'll skip the Chaturanga this time and send your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. As you find your next inhale, you'll send your left foot forward to meet the hands. Take that back foot, let it pivot down. As you inhale, use your core strength to rise all the way up, keeping your right hip facing forward, reaching the arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, we'll lower our hands down nice and easy, stepping our left foot back to meet the right. And then again, sending your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Know that you always have the option to find yourself in a child's pose if you feel like you need a break. Let's see if you can take one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, look again forward towards the front of the mat. Exhale, step your feet forward to meet the hands. As you find your next inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise strong into your chair pose, Utkatasana. And then exhale, come all the way up to standing as you release your hands down by your sides, Tadasana. We'll do one full Surya Namaskara B, and then we'll move on. This is a little bit Ashtanga expired, but please take it at your own pace and listen to your body. Next inhale again, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands firmly, step your feet back into that high plank, and then lower yourself down halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll over the feet, lift up through the chest, Urdhva Mukha, shoulders far from the ears. And then as you exhale again, send the feet all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. We'll take that right foot forward again, coming back into Warrior 1. Take your time, find the form as you rise all the way up. Inhale. Followed by another exhale as you sweep the arms back down towards the earth. Sweep the leg all the way back behind you. And then this time, challenge yourself to lower yourself down halfway. And then inhale again, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha. And then again, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. You got one more. On your next inhale, left foot forward. Pivot the back foot. Rise up with your breath. Inhale, breath. And then take your time to exhale. Plant the hands firmly. Sweep the left foot all the way back. And then lower yourself down, Chaturanga Dandasana, last one. Roll over the toes, lift up through the chest, upward facing. And then exhale again, all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take another big breath in. Followed by a big exhale out as you let it go. And then as you take your next inhale, look forward towards the front of the mat. And then use your exhales to lift your heels and bend the knees and then step the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back, halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana. And then exhale again, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise strong into your Utkatasana chair pose. And then exhale, come all the way back up to standing. Beautiful. Let's lengthen our hamstrings just a little bit more. We're going to open our feet about hip distance apart. And then we're going to have our hands by our hips. Gently roll your elbows and shoulders back. Think broad through the chest, looking up towards the sky. Big inhale here. And then as you find a nice big exhale, you can start with bent knees as you lower yourself all the way down towards the earth, releasing the hands down to find a nice deep forward fold. So again, you can adjust the legs on how you need it for yourself today. If you do it with bent knees, it's going to help you find a little bit more traction through your lower back and your spine. And that is a great place to be if you sit a lot or if you find a lot of tension there. If you're an athlete and you feel like you're really tight in the back of the legs and you just need a nice big leg stretch, you can keep the legs nice and straight and then just gently utilize your hands to help press yourself down. Being mindful of your spine, making sure that it feels good and safe in the body. And then maintaining that nice long breath. Really good. One more. And then on your next inhale, you're going to inhale flat back, halfway lift as you bring your hands up to your shins and lift the chest. And then one last time, exhale, forward fold as you let it come all the way back down towards the ground, this time with bent knees. And then on your next inhale, scoop the spine up as you reach your arms back up towards the sky. Take a nice big inhale here. Followed by an exhale as you release your hands all the way down by your sides. Beautiful. We'll open up to the right. So you're going to take your right foot and open it up towards the right side of the mat so that you're maintaining the full length of your mat here. And then we're going to just find triangle pose. You're going to take your right toes and reach it over towards the right side of the mat. Make sure that you either have heel to midfoot alignment or heel to heel alignment, and then open your arms out nice and wide. So rotate your shoulders back. Take a nice big inhale here, and then start to reach through your right arm and send your left hip back. And then from there, you can gently bring that hand down towards your shin or the thigh. Just avoid the knee if you can as you reach that left arm. So this arm isn't bearing a bunch of weight into that leg. It's just there for balance to help you rotate yourself open. And imagine your left arm really reaching up towards the sky, and your core is doing a lot of work here as you find this stretch. Breathe nice and big. Keep rotating that left hip open. Make sure you can still breathe. And if you feel like you can't, lift yourself up just a little bit. We always want to prioritize our breath. Beautiful. Let's see if we can take one more. Good. And then we'll come out of this safely by bending that right knee just a bit. And then we'll scoop the spine all the way up back to center. And then we'll rotate the right toes back towards the front. Once you rotated that right foot, then you're going to take your left toes and then open up towards the left side. And then we'll do the same thing. Gently reach, take a nice big inhale as you lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, reach towards that left side as you slowly plant that left hand down towards that leg as you reach the right arm up. Same rules apply, gently placing the hand either on the shin or the thigh, avoiding the knee, so because we don't want to ever put direct pressure on that joint. And then just use that to help you rotate yourself open, rotating that right hip open as well as you're reaching that right arm nice and long. Again, prioritizing the breath, making sure we can find that Siddham Stukanasanam, which basically means you're finding ease as well as effort without compromising the breath. Beautiful. Let's see if we can take one more. Beautiful. From here, take a nice big inhale as you start to bend that left knee just a little bit. And then use that exhale to pull the navel in and use that to strengthen and lift yourself up. Good. We'll rotate the left toes back towards center. And then this time we're going to take a nice wide stance as you bring the toes in towards each other and your heels out so that your toes are narrower than your heels. And then you'll bring your hands to your hips as you rotate your elbows and shoulders back. Take a nice big inhale as you lift your chest up towards the sky. Big inhale, breath. And then exhale as you hinge forward and gently bring your hands down towards the mat as you find a forward fold. We'll help lengthen the spine first. Use that inhale to lengthen the spine in a nice big halfway lift, followed by a nice big exhale as you forward fold. You can place your hands wherever you'd like, whether that's on your mat, or you can grab your ankles or your calves, whatever works for you today. Just make sure your head hangs nice and heavy so that there's no extra tension through your neck. Yeah, take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Last one. Take your time to inhale, halfway lift as you lift the spine forward. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, support yourself as you gently bring your hands to your thighs, and then lift yourself all the way up to stand. Good. From here, we're going to open up the arms out to the sides and then gently heel toe the feet together. And then we'll find ourselves in Malasana. So bring your feet out to the sides and then find that gentle squat. And if this is not quite accessible for you with your knees out to the sides like this and your heels down, you can roll the mat underneath you so that you have a little bit of support and lift so that you can support your heels in this position here. Good. But wherever you are, bring your hands maybe to your heart center as you use your elbows to gently open up through your inner thighs and your hips. Just make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. We'll be here for 2 breaths. Really good. 1 minute. And then we'll incorporate a twist. Reach that right arm down towards the mat, towards the right side of the room, utilizing that elbow to help open up that right hip, and then reach that left arm all the way up towards the sky. If a bind is in your practice, you can clasp both hands behind the right hip. But if that's not something that you'd like to practice today, you can keep yourself nice and open. Again, it is your practice, your body. Please listen to it and do what feels right for you. Another big breath in as you expand and open. And then exhale, gently release both of your hands back to heart center. Good. We'll move on to the other side. Left hand reaches down towards the left side, opening up that left hip, reaching that right arm high this time. And then as you exhale, maybe utilizing that bind, if that is in your practice and you'd like to do that today, or keep yourself nice and open, whatever you choose. Beautiful. Last breath. Taking a nice long breath here as you open up a little bit more. And then exhale, gently bring your hands all the way back to center. Good. From here, we're just going to allow ourselves to gently come down to our bums nice and safely, whatever that means for you. Whether that's bring your hands behind you to comfortably find that seat, or however you'd like to land, and allow yourself to extend the legs out forward and just give them a nice big shake. Good. We're going to find a little bit of a twist. We're going to bring our right leg to a bend position as you place that right foot on the mat. And then you're going to take your left hand and either just wrap your forearm around that leg, taking that right arm back behind, left arm, and then take that right arm back behind you. Utilize that back arm to help you sit up nice and tall and find that twist. If you'd like to find a little bit deeper of a twist, you can take that left elbow and bring it out to the outside of that leg. Rotate yourself open. Good. But allow yourself to unwind a little bit with each inhale breath to create space for your inhale. And then like wringing out a wet towel, use that exhale to pull the navel in and find a deeper twist. See if you can do that 2 more times. Really good. 1 more. Take your time to slowly unwind yourself back to center, and then allow that knee to fall out to the side. Flex those left toes back, and then we'll just find a nice big forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Do your best to feel your hips a little bit more behind you and find a nice flat lower back. Think nose to toes rather than forehead to knee. One more breath. And then take your time to gently rise yourself all the way back up to the top. Allow your right hand to support your right knee as it extends all the way towards the front, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. The left foot comes up as you bend that left knee. And then same thing, either wrap your forearm, your right forearm this time, around that shin and bring that left arm back behind you and find the twist. Or you can take that right elbow to the outside and utilize that to help you twist. But wherever you are, unwind a bit to create space for that inhale, and then twist a little bit deeper with each exhale. Let's see if you can do that 2 more times. Take your time to gently unwind yourself as you finish up that final breath. Allow that left knee to fall out towards the left. And then again, have your booty a little bit more behind you than underneath you. Flex the right toes towards your face. And then take a nice big inhale here as you flatten out the spine the best you can. And then exhale, either hold onto your shin, your calf, your ankle, whatever you can to gently pull yourself forward. Finding that nice deep stretch happening through the back of that right leg this time. And see if you can take one more breath here. And then we'll take our time to slowly roll yourself back up to your seat. Good. We did a couple of forward folds, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the reverse to help open up through our chest. So you can have your hands behind you, and if you have any tension or pain in your rotator cuffs in the front of your shoulders, then have your fingertips facing out towards the side. If your shoulders are nice and fine and healthy, you can bring your fingers towards your bum instead. So you have a couple of different options. You can just have your feet on your mat with your knees hip distance and find a reverse tabletop here. And then on the exhale, lift, and then on the exhale, lower down. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit deeper, you can keep your legs nice and straight for a reverse plank. On your next inhale, lift through your hips, whatever foot position you choose. And then on your exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Good. That was number 2. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, lift. And then again, as you exhale, fold. Not fold. Come on down. Good. Once you have that, take your hands, lace them together, find a couple of figure eights just to help roll out those wrists. And then we'll keep the legs extended all the way down to the edge of the mat before you lower yourself all the way down to your back. Once we arrive on our back, we're going to take our feet and bend them. Bringing the feet onto the mat, bending our knees. And then we're going to bring our feet and our knees nice and wide and just take a couple of 90-90. So bring your knees over to the right and then over to the left. Just do that a couple times as you focus on the knee that's rotating inwards. Finding a nice little quad stretch there. Beautiful. Then this time we'll let both knees fall over towards the right. We're going to take our left arm and reach it all the way up above our heads, turn our head over towards the right to create some space for our trap on the left side, And then we're going to take that right ankle and cross it over the left knee. And that's going to help deepen the stretch happening through that entire left side body from that shoulder all the way down to that knee. If that hook is making that left knee feel uncomfortable or there's any pain or tension there, unhook that ankle and just allow gravity to do most of the work. But wherever you are, think about expanding and breathing a little bit deeper into that left lung. As we hold for 2 more breaths. Beautiful. One more. Beautiful. Gently unhook that right ankle as you allow both your knees to come all the way back to center, releasing that left arm down, head to center as well. And then same thing, we'll go side to side again with those knees, just to help soften through our hips. For letting both knees this time fall towards the left. Right arm extends up overhead, turning our gaze over towards the left side of the room this time to create space for the right side of the neck. And then you're going to take that left ankle and gently cross it over that right knee. And same thing, listen to your body. If that knee is like, that's really achy, that doesn't feel very good, then allow that left foot to drop and just let gravity do the work as you expand and breathe into that right side. I always like to tell my students that your body is actually the teacher and I am merely a guide. So know that everything that I say, merely take as suggestions and do what works best for you. It's important that the practice meets you where you're at. Take one more breath on this side. Before you slowly release that right hand back down towards the earth, as you uncross that left ankle, bringing both of your knees back to center. And then taking the knees again side to side, nice and easy. Before you gently bring your both knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug. Where you release the feet back down towards the earth. And we'll close with a bridge today. So have your feet close to your hips at hip distance apart. Just don't let your knees fall out to the side as you lift your hips. Tuck your shoulders underneath so that there's a nice flat platform against your upper back. And please don't turn your head. On your next inhale, you'll slowly lift the hips all the way up towards the sky. If you'd like to add the arms, you could reach the arms all the way up towards the sky and then up overhead as you inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the hips, rolling your vertebrae down one at a time as you slowly release your hands down by your side as well. The hands are not mandatory. It does feel like a full body stretch and it feels pretty good if you'd like to add it. And we'll do that lift 2 more times. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. And then again, as you exhale, lower. Beautiful. Once you finish, take your time to slowly bring your knees into your chest again. And then we'll make some big circles with the knees, rolling out our lower back. Make the knees go in the same direction. We'll reverse the circle in the opposite direction. And then give ourselves a nice big hug as you bring our forehead up to meet the knees. Round ourselves as we take a nice full breath in. Squeeze the body. Hold the breath at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale as you release your breath and let your body fall down towards the earth in your Shavasana. So take the Shavasana in any way that you need, whether that's laying on your back, if you feel like you're a little bit more low energy and you'd like to receive a little bit more to help you get through your day. Or if you're already a little bit more of an anxious personality and you need a little bit more decompression and softness and slowness, then you can roll yourself over to your favorite side, coming into a comfortable fetal position, or even being prone on the ground, belly down. So laying with your belly down on the ground. So pick the position that best suits your needs today, because it's all about finding comfort in the body so that we can be a little bit more still and find ourselves discovering things that are happening in our mind in stillness. So once you settle, allow your breath to come back to its natural pace and rhythm. Let your body feel nice and heavy against the earth, trusting that it has your back. Unfurl the brows, relax your jaws, release the tension from your shoulders as well as your hips. Check in. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally? Knowing that all aspects matter. Taking a moment to visualize your thoughts as they come and go, without interfering, without criticism, without judgment. Just allowing yourself to watch whatever thoughts arise. You take one little moment just to let go and be. So take one last moment with our thoughts, just acknowledging what has come and gone. Find a nice full breath in to fill ourselves up with everything that we need for the day, followed by a full exhale out to let it all go. Inviting small movements back into the body as you put up the fingers, toes. And then if a full body stretch does call to you, extend yourself through the arms, through your fingertips and your toes as you reach in opposite directions. Take your time to slowly bend to your knees if you are on your back, to roll yourself onto your favorite side, coming into that comfortable fetal position. If you had come to prone, laying on your belly, then you can allow yourself to gently roll up to your knees and find a comfortable child's pose. But wherever you are, find gratitude for your body. Thank yourself for showing up for this practice today, knowing that everything will be all right. Before you slowly but surely push yourself up to your comfortable seat, please take your time. Once you do arrive, taking one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide your practice today, as we find gratitude for this experience, for ourselves, and for this space. Thank you so much from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you at the next one.